Hello everyone, good afternoon from Yerushalayim, El Kodesh. Today we're going to continue discussing some really nice halachot on Netillat Yadayim from Rav David Yosef's book, Halacha Bura. We're going to discuss today the halacha of Netillat Yadayim, and what if someone does not have water around them to do Netillat Yadayim, to eat bread. As we already know that to eat bread, one must wash his hands properly. There's a certain way to do it. In order to say the bracha of Netillat Yadayim and then do the bracha of Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz, to eat the bread. So Rav David writes in the first halacha that if an individual is in a place where there is no water for him to use to do Netillat Yadayim, then what should he do? So Rav David writes that an individual in 3,500 foot radius, it's called in Hebrew a mil, M-I-L, Mem Yud Lamed, that if they can't get water in that distance, then they can actually eat the bread. But they must eat the bread by putting a napkin over their hands, meaning they can't directly touch the bread. They have to put a napkin or gloves around their hands, and then they say Hamotzi and eat the bread. So this is coming to teach us that if an individual doesn't have water, let's say he's at the park or he's in Central Park, I don't know, in a place where the plumber is working on the sinks on the plumbing in the office or whatever the case, and they can't turn on the sink or use any water, and they can't also buy a bottle of water for whatever the reason, then they still must have to go to the neighbors or to a nearby restaurant, whatever the case, to get enough water to do Netillat Yadayim the proper way. And the second halacha is if an individual was riding in a chariot or any way of transportation, they're scared to leave their vehicle or the transportation to a specific place, then they're still allowed to eat the bread without doing Netillat Yadayim, even if there's water in a radius of 12,000 feet. So it's very lenient. But Rav David ends off and says someone who's strict upon himself and actually waits to get to a place where it's okay to do his business, whatever the case, leave the transportation or whatever the scenario is, and they do Netillat Yadayim with water, they will be praised. So basically Judaism is a religion where we don't try to find the leniencies. We try to do things because that's the way to do them. And we should be happy doing this. Just like all the Muslims are in the subway and all the people are in many places of their religion, religious people that are non-Jewish, they're so proud of the religion. They don't care. They take out the mat and they pray on the subway with the no shame at all. So how much more so a Jew, where we were given the Torah B'Har Sinai, etc. I hope that everyone has a beautiful Shabbat, and we just hear great things. And may this also be Leilun Nishmat, the two girls that were we don't know. No one knows if it was murder or accidentally. For the two girls, one was 4 and one was a couple of months old, maybe a year and a half. Something very tragic in Yerushalayim, that they were killed due to some poison in extermination services in their home for bugs or whatever the case. Very sad. May these halachot be for the Leilun Nishama, and may we only hear Besorot Tovot and Shabbat Shalom and Varach.